Hello everybody, Tony here. Welcome back to another episode of TTBurger console review. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I apologize that there hasn't been any videos up since Sunday and stuff like that. Well, last week I just said I decided to take a small break, and as of recently I've been playing the newest game on the PS4 called Marvel Spider-Man, which I'll be reviewing that after I review the next bad game. So be on the lookout for that. I promise that I'll be reviewing that game very soon. And right now, as I can tell you, I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a lot of fun. Very big on gameplay, innovative, and lots to do in it. It's definitely one of my games of the year. But will it be my top game of the year? Not sure yet. We'll have to see as the year goes on. And joining me for this video is
Razorblade 1812.
Hello, Razorblade 1812, Toby. Today we're going to be talking about a console here that I first did like, but then when I saw all the problems that the system had, it pretty much ruined the experience I had for it, and it made me not be a fan of Microsoft anymore because of this. We're going to be talking about the Xbox 360. Now, I know there are people who love the system. Now, if you're a regular fan of it, stuff like that, I'm okay with it. So, I just want you to respect my opinion, and then I respect your opinion. But the Xbox 360, when this first came out, I didn't have much hope for it.
In late 2005?
Yeah, late 2005. I think it was in November or something like that. It was sometime after my birthday. Yeah, it was sometime after my birthday. And I was hearing that I don't remember how I first heard about it. I think it was a newspaper article talking about all the systems like Nintendo Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360. And I have to say that I first was kind of excited for both of them because for both Xbox 360 and PS3 I was excited for. But the Xbox 360 came out first, so you didn't know any better, so you ended up buying it. But boy, oh boy, we were in for a treat when we got the system. I remember when I was a junior in high school when this happened, and a bunch of my friends got Xbox 360s, and they were having, on launch, they were having some problems with it, like overheating. These arrows would pop up on the screen, these dots would pop up on the screen, the pieces of the wireless controller would break in your hands and stuff like that, and it would even, I heard there were even rumors about it catching on fire and stuff too. I don't know if that's true or not, but people would only be playing the system for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, boom! After 20 minutes, it's just the system just started having problems and stuff like that. And a lot of us gamers knew that it wasn't that good of a system, but we were willing to give it a chance though, and we did give it a chance. My brother got an Xbox 360 for his birthday, and the first game we got for it was PGR 3, Project Gotham Racing 3, and we got other games on it too, like Perfect Dark Zero, which was the game I was mainly looking forward to, Dead or Alive 4, and Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. And we got a couple more games and stuff like that as time went on, but boy, everything was great until the Red Ring of Death, which
one of the biggest problems the Xbox 360 has, besides the fact that the system itself can also scratch your discs, almost like the PlayStation 2 Slim did.
Oh yes. Well, I never had a problem with my PlayStation 2 Slim doing that, so that's just me. But let me tell you something about this. We've went through 4, count them, 4 Xbox 360s. 4. Nothing else. No, I mean none of that. I mean, we only went to 4, and that's crazy. Our first Xbox 360 lasted from June of 2005 to end of June 2005 to the end of September of 2005. Our second one lasted from October of 2005 and died in June of 2008. The third one lasted from June 2008 to I think it was April of 2010. And then the one we got after that, we didn't have any problems. My brother ended up selling it, but that was okay. After we went through, after that was just the thing is that like this system was hyped to start that. I mean, a lot of the games at launch weren't even anything special. Like Perfect Dark Zero proved to be a huge flop because like it was basically like Rare Entertainment catering to Microsoft and the Microsoft fanboys, and the game did not feel like a true Perfect Dark sequel. It felt more like Halo with a female protagonist. And a lot of the games are pretty much nothing special on the Xbox 360. Sure, they may have had a couple good exclusives here and there and stuff like that, but it's mainly nothing special. Like basically the only games that pretty much kept the system alive were Halo 3 and Gears of War and Forza and I can't think of it.
Crackdown, Dead Rising.
Yeah. Well, Dead Rising is not an exclusive anymore. And yet neither is Mass Effect. I'm not counting Mass Effect because Mass Effect is now on the PS3 and PC as well, and Nintendo and then Wii U and stuff like that. So I'm not counting that.
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
And Saints, the original Saints Row, it had some good games, but the thing is that like all those problems with like the Red Ring of Death and the game's freezing and the game you're just getting scratched and stuff like that, and having to put a fan on your console, which pretty much voids your warranty and stuff like that. And like you shouldn't have to do this. You shouldn't have to do this for a system. I mean, like Silent Rob said, consoles do break, but they don't break that quickly. I mean, when we got our first Red Ring of Death, we were trying everything to fix it. We were trying everything. We sprayed it with an air gun. We unplugged it to cool down. We didn't take the system apart because like we just didn't know what we were doing. But then like when it happened, we looked up and it turns out it was an internal problem and it needed to be returned. And I'm thinking to myself, why did Microsoft do this and stuff? Why would they make a system like this when it had so many problems? But it turns out, here's the reason. The holiday was coming up, and they wanted to get it out in time for the holiday. And yet, they knew about the problems. From what I can gather, they knew about the problems, but they still released it anyway.
Yeah, making it feel like it's been rushed for the holiday season, pretty much.
That's why the PS3 was delayed, because so they can iron out the bugs and the problems. Sure, there was the PS3 had the yellow light of death, but that was like on the pre-release ones from Taco Bell and stuff like that you could win the contest and stuff like that. So that's pretty much they had it fixed in the end and stuff like that. But here the problems kept continuing and continuing and stuff, and yet the graphics on the Xbox 360 games are pretty much Xbox games in like HD and stuff. That's basically what it is. Halo 3 looks like that. Gears of War looks like that. Ridge Racer 6, Ace Combat 6 look like that. It's just basically much HD versions of games that were released last gen and stuff like that. And like I do also remember that like when the 360s first came out, there was not many available in stock because they purposely did that. From what I can gather, this is what people told me. They purposely did that to try and make it seem like they sold a lot when you can tell it was just a marketing ploy. And yet there are different models and stuff like that. One of them you had to use a memory card and stuff like that, which seemed kind of weird because like the original Xbox you did not need a memory card and stuff, but for some of these Xbox 360 models you needed to and stuff. And like, I mean, I will admit, I did have some fun with it and stuff like that. I did have some fun. But then when I got my PS3, I pretty much abandoned the 360. I was having more fun with the PS3 because I remember I'm a Sony guy and stuff. I was a Sony person and stuff like that. I mean, I started getting more and more into Sony consoles when the PS3 came out because I had more fun with it. I mean, I know it's off topic, but I also remember that like they even rushed ports of games on the 360 and stuff like that to get them.
Yeah, like these early EA Sports games that actually felt very, very lackluster when the Xbox 360 launched, where they lacked all the gameplay modes, all the necessary gameplay modes and essentials compared to like the to 6th gen versions, the 6th gen PS2, Xbox, and PC versions.
Yeah, a perfect example is Madden NFL 2006. This is when I cared about those sport games and stuff that had to get them all year and stuff like that. This is when I was young, I was stupid and stuff, but I remember like seeing the E3 trailer. I thought that's what the graphics were gonna look like, and it turns out it wasn't the case at all. And my cousin told me it doesn't have all the features. You can't challenge a play. There's no season mode. and stuff like that, and like no franchise mode and stuff like that,
or
and,
dynasty
like,
mode.
Yeah, none of those things. I mean, I did hear that they had some radio announcers like I do in the commentary and stuff, but like, it's like, oh, we have good graphics, but we have to get rid of some of this, a lot of things to make room for the graphics on the disc or something like that. That it felt like, and of course it had Quake 4 on there, which could have been a good game, good point forward for all those nasty frame rate issues and stuff like that and such, and it's just, and of course they had Dead or Alive Extreme 2, which like was a game that I was, because me liking the Dead or Alive games at the time and liking the Dead or Alive Extreme games, I had to play that. But the original Dead or Alive game had more content in it and stuff than this one did and stuff. And
and that game was actually on the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation.
Yeah, and like it was just that like. And of course, like, who can forget Halo 3? How god-awful Halo 3 was with the stupid Legendary Edition with that helmet on the stand. And like, I mean, this is all coming from my opinion here, so just saying. But like, I just could not stand how like, you waste all that money to get like a 6-hour game, or story and stuff like that and such. It was just pretty much nothing to do after that. And like, now, it was one thing I can't stand are the fanboys of the 360 and stuff like that. The fanboys will do anything to make their system seem like it's the best console ever since bread and butter and stuff. And I don't understand why this console got so much praise and stuff like that. I mean, like, a lot of people though hated the 360s and stuff like that because of all the problems it was having, like the red ring of death, the one red line of death and stuff. But you want to know what it seems like to me, Toby? Is that the only people who were praising the Xbox 360 are fanboys who like Call of Duty and Halo and stuff like that. Because at the time, the Xbox 360 was like the go-to console if you wanted to play Call of Duty and stuff like that and such. I mean, like, nobody seemed to care much about like many of the games except for like Gears of War and Halo and Call of Duty and stuff like that and such. And it was just the
fact that Call of Duty was actually a multi-platform game, as it was also available on the PC, the PlayStation 3, and of course the Nintendo Wii and so on.
Yeah, but like some people just cared for the 360 for I don't know why. Is that maybe it's because it was the first console to come out and people did not want to wait to play the next gen consoles. They had to play it now. They had to play it stuff. When reality, it's better to wait for the better console to come out because I'll admit, the PS3 did have some problems when it came out and stuff, but not anymore. But like, it's just I don't even understand. But like It was even bad because like there were even freaking game critics praising the 360 and bashing the PS3 and stuff like that because it was like you can't help but feel like that they had some kind of deal with Microsoft to talk good about their console and talk bad about Sony's console and stuff. You can't help but think that was the thing that was going on, and it's just a shame because like there were some games that I was actually looking forward to playing, but after our second red ring of death, I just had enough because I was sick of having to re-download everything, reinstall everything and shit and stuff like that. And here's this another problem too I gotta mention. There were when we got a new 360 after Red Ring, certain games certain copies of our games would not work on them anymore. That means I had to go and buy new copies of a game that I already owned just to get it to work in my new 360. I shouldn't have to do that. I should not have to have that happen. That shouldn't have to happen. Because
as if there is some kind of DRM system in there where you actually can only play the game in limited times.
Yeah, hell. When Mass Effect first came out and it was having that disk is unreadable error, it happened on 2 copies. I take the game out, and there are these big ass scratches on them. And
these circular scratches that actually came from the Xbox 360 itself.
Yeah, I mean, like, these scratches were on the sides of the disc, and I'm like thinking, how did this happen? I took care of this stuff, and I see this like big mark on the second one, and like the people at GameStop are wondering, what the heck did you do here? I said, I didn't do anything. I mean, the 360 wasn't even laying on its side. It was laying normally too. So I don't know how the hell this happened, unless Wizard did it. I mean, unless it was magic. It was like some dark magic going on, or like Wizard did it, something like that. Cool from Big Al there in one of his videos that I watched. But like, it's just a shame. But like, it's a shame how so many games that we had were scratched because of this. Sure, they still worked, but they were still scratched. A system should not have to scratch your games like that. They shouldn't have to scratch your games like that. And also they say, oh, overheating does that to you. You shouldn't be playing it so long. You should be able to play a console for like a few hours or so, and it shouldn't overheat like that. It's like, if there was really a problem with it, they should have took more time ironing the problems out. And that Xbox 360 Elite, the smaller one, even had problems too and stuff like that. What I heard, like the small block, I heard that one had Red Ring of Death problems too. And so, yeah. Do you got anything else to say?
I just got nothing to say about it. The Xbox 360 is just a very faulty system, that's all.
It is faulty. I mean, sure, my original PS3 doesn't work anymore, but that thing lasted for about 6-7 years. We'll say 6. We'll say it lasted about 6 years. And guess what? It lasted a long time. 360s can last for like 2 months, like a year or 2 years, and then they're just faulty stuff. Sure, they may have fixed them out, they may have fixed them now and stuff like that, but it doesn't excuse what happened like back then and stuff. These bugs should have been fixed out, and I would have been able to recommend it, but I can't. What kind of rating are you going to give it?
Well, before I give it a rating, there's actually something that I want to say something.
Yeah, go
there
ahead.
was only one game in which I wanted an Xbox 360 in the first place. That, of course, being Bully Scholarship Edition, which I only wanted it because of better graphics and more content and so on. Which, yeah, probably wasn't really worth it. But then again, I got the PC version nowadays anyway, so yeah.
The 360 version had some crashing issues and stuff, so you pretty much lucked out. I had the PS2 version, that's all I needed and stuff. But like, the rating I'm going to be giving it here, this is going to be a very harsh rating here, but I had fun with some of the games that I liked, but that's not going to be able to give it a high score. The score I'm going to be giving it here is going to be a very low score here. A 0.5 out of 10. That is very low, I know, but that's pretty much the best rating I can give it. How about you?
I think I give it a 4. I mean, there are still some good games for this system that are also the same ones you also find on the PS3 and the PC, but then again, because of all the faulty things the Xbox had, it's not really worth it. I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah, my rating is harsh, but when you go through 4 of those consoles and stuff, you're gonna be pissed off too that you have to keep buying a new console over and over again and stuff. So that's why I'm giving it that low of a score. And that's pretty much all we gotta say. The next review will be coming. It's gonna be a bad game review on a very bad PS1 game, which I'm not gonna say what it is. But after that, the Marvel Spider-Man guy will be reviewing Marvel Spider-Man. So be on the lookout for that. This is Tony and Toby. Peace out, everybody, and have a great day.